I'm gonna try and keep this video under 15 minutes. Trauma dumping has never been something that has come natural to me. The moment that I had trauma in my life, the moment I acknowledged I had trauma in my life, I immediately went to psychotherapy and I talked it out with a professional. I'm going to indulge myself in the YouTube ecosystem. I have no point behind this video, and then I have to clarify that speaks volumes because it speaks to who I am and how I carry myself. That I healed from a female psychopath. My mom, a female psychopath. You would think that's an amazing thing to have happened, and it is because I'm alive. The thing is, my father's also a piece of shit. And to even say my father is also, it's like, no, my mom's a psychopath. My father is a bitch. My father's a psychopath too. To pivot from one type of psychopathy to another based on gender is batshit insane. My father has 5 kids to 4 wives. I have 4 step siblings. I've never met them. Once in my adulthood, like a year and a half ago now, he meets me on a bench on the main street in downtown, and then at the end of the conversation he tells me he doesn't want to have a relationship with me. And the whole time he's leering at the women getting off the bus. Just the fucking fact that it happened at a bus stop. What the fuck? That I practice fuck. Dude, I have to make Ashtanga sexy because the fucking neurosis of civilized life under capitalism, besides making people delusional, sick in every way, makes them retarded. Ashtanga is the best yoga practice you can have. If I start speaking about it, it's essentially just going to become me speaking about psychology, and I don't want to do that. I went to a yoga class yesterday. It's a really small studio. It's actually a shala that I go to. It's a really small business that's a workers' co-op. The incense is getting to me. So you'll just go out of your way to support where you can. They host, or we host, like beginners class, and like it's half primary. There's a teacher that tells you what to do, and this one in particular does the poses and breaks down the sequences. There were no back bends, which was really annoying. How do you do up to seated, a few seated into the Marichasanas, and then skip back bends, Do the last 3 closing poses, not the entire closing sequence, the last 3. I had gone to Mysore today. It started at 8:30 and I got there at 9, which sucks. It's so cold in Canada. The environmental pressure will break you down. It's disgusting. This teacher has autism. She is undiagnosed. She is nonverbal. I have gone time and time again to her classes, and she has never once has looked at me, let alone adjusted me. Dude, I'm not going to fucking the Mysore room. If I don't want to be touched, like, I'll go into self-practice, but Mysore is a commitment between the student and the teacher. Like, these delusions of the yoga teacher being a guru is exactly that, delusional. There's a better way with everything in my life. I have a great psychotherapist, but the thing is, this idea of like the psychotherapist representing authority, yeah, like that's true, but it's not like authority under capitalism. There's no hierarchical, there's no place in a hierarchical map that he occupies. He will always be collaborating with anyone else he speaks to, where, yeah. And so it's like so it's like completely pointless for me to be like, well, my psychologist is an ideal in my life. It's like, you can push back against your psychologist, and that's expected, but it's just the fear-based response that you might have developed, and rightfully so, by being a victim of capitalism, that never teaches you that. And even now, like, I've had 2 big breakthroughs in my life, and they came while me practicing victimhood. The oil and gas industry is suffocating the prairie region. I need to go on a like public education campaign as to the idea I have of this hair salon, because what it represents and what it does is operate as the first step to demanding preventative healthcare on Earth, not just in Canada, which, however, is relevant. And people just don't get it. Like, it's just so stupidly straightforward, and I'm just having my shit rocked, that I have to now heal from the psychopath of my father, and the way that he specifically violates me is batshit insane. Like, I can't do my job as a victim of psychopathy if I don't have a job itself, and there are no jobs in our economy. The government and private associations will make up industry statistics and then say employment's up. It's like, yeah, but what is the quality of that job? Like, how many workplace violations are statistically expected in that industry over a quarter? Has that gone up? Are these people getting a living wage? And so on and so forth. Like, it's just so fucking... I don't like who I'm becoming, but who I'm becoming is society's expectation of what a man is supposed to be. Having my grad school, that I had gone to law school, that I became a legal scholar, that I own real estate, that I have an investment portfolio, that I have like it's completely likely I'm not gonna have a wife and kids. The standard that I place on myself is so high that the moment it kind of occurs to me realistically that there's the likeliness that I'm gonna hurt a woman in my life is too high. But I mean, like, I'm still very low. I stop. Like, do you know how batshit insane? I'm literally just not gonna procreate because I have too much self-respect for that woman. Regardless of if that's actually how I look at the world, I still need to have a wife and kids. And it's like, that's what this hair salon represents. God, I can't believe it's almost been 15 minutes. There's so many important elements of this hair salon. One of them is that everyone needs a haircut. Every culture will benefit from having a hair salon in it. Having these hair salons around the world is the offensive strategy against the oil and gas industry, the religious psychopaths in the prairies. The moment that these manipulators know that the young people can leave the region, they're going to act differently. And at least, to me, that's good enough. And then good enough is step one. Like, I shouldn't even have to go to hair school, I was thinking. It's like you can just start a nonprofit and be like, listen, we're gonna fight psychopathy to promote paganism. This is exactly how we're gonna do it. The point of it is to blend into the real, like, into every community, and then have a long-term plan, just like any government, any church, any psychopathic private organization, like just any corporate entity. What hair represents is traditional gender norms. What yoga represents is a new direction for science, where the scientists themselves are in communion with God, as opposed to thinking they're in opposition to. Like, it's so fucking straightforward. I have stuff to do on the computer. It kind of is. It's like I just need an awareness campaign. I essentially need people to donate. This is too crazy. Like, literally going from one psychopath to another. I don't have the strength. You're just gonna watch me. My body's just gonna break down. I'm going to pass out. Like, I'm in my pursuit of going to university and the such. I'm just going to one day not wake up. Okay, I actually have like 1 minute. It's just too much. Like, you literally, my father has 5 kids to 4 wives. I can't entertain a philosophy that respects who I am and absorbs his methodology. This idea of him, to me, he represents sprinting. I'm not sprinting. I'm running a marathon. And the abuse is that because he was completely absent in my life, I have no father figure to model my life around. And so I'm relying on my unconscious potential to fill in the gaps, which means I'm just having a psychic experience to the max. Oh, and I was thinking about this. There's no doubt in my mind that I have an eating disorder. When I think about overcoming my father, this idea of him sprinting, all I think about is eating